Hi guys, welcome back. If you're new, I am Ann Smith, and I just wanted to give a quick word that is the cause for major frustration, and that is because I'm just so keen on sharing information that it frustrates me when other people don't want to share. And there are a variety and a myriad of reasons and excuses why people want to wait. But I'm here to tell you, the wrongdoers, they don't wait. They don't wait to perfect and have things figured out before they roll with the punches. So why should we wait? So I get this a lot in my inbox, and people don't want to talk for the main reason is they're ashamed that they don't know enough information. But I'm here to tell you, your story and your journey from where you were before to where you are now can be such an amazing word of encouragement and just a blessing that could bliss someone to take them from where you were along the way to where you are now. And waiting for perfection, you'll be waiting forever. So why wait? Your story could actually uplift someone and to elevate them to new heights, help them to go higher just because they heard where you are. They might be where you used to be, and you might not be where you want to be, but you're further along than somebody else. You have taken steps and measures that is going to really encourage someone to move along to the next step. You might not be all the way to step 100, like just say that's the final step. But someone who's starting and you're just at step 50, like halfway, from steps 1 through 100, you're just in the middle. Just because you're still at 50 and not at 100 doesn't mean you can't be a gift to someone who's at 1, 2, 3, all the way up to where you are. That's what I'm saying. I have to try to, I just said, let me just come here and impress upon you, because as a collective, we are so powerful. We are powerful individually, but as a community, working together and bringing up the rear from people who are sincere and want to do this and want to put in the time and put in the effort, you could be an amazing gift and blessing to someone who is at the beginning of the steps from where you are now. Your journey along the way has helped you to evolve. Yes, you may not have completed steps. Yes, you may not have the results that you want, but I bet you bottom dollar you learned some things along the way to get you from where you were to where you are, and now you're going to continue that step to get you to where you want to be. But just because you're not all the way there doesn't mean you can't help the people who are all the way at the beginning. You can. People, beautiful people, because I'm getting a little, it's so frustrating, because guess what? I'm not perfect. Guess what else? I haven't figured it all out. I am still learning. It is a journey. It is a situation by situation. It is a day by day, case by case, and all of that. But along the way, I have figured out some things, and we can share. Like just this morning, I was having a conversation with someone who I'm going to have an interview with later on, but we were talking about, some things that he figured out with the land patent. Well, I had some unfinished business concerning land patents. Well, when we put our heads together, we figured out, oh, I have some pieces that you could use. He has some pieces that I could use, and we put them together. But if we just stayed in our own corners, we would have never, been able to share that information and made progress. It's unfinished, and his is further along than mine. But together, what I had, he found interesting, and what he has, I found interesting, and we could, put two and two together and complete the process and complete the steps to get free land. But if you're afraid to speak up and speak out and just share your journey, don't be afraid. And there's nothing to be ashamed of. You're learning. This is what it is. This is the process of learning. This is how we make progress. This is the learning process. This is the path. And so I don't know what else I can do to convince people, because people just keep wanting to just talk to me. Like if I have all the answers, and I don't. Don't put that kind of pressure on me. That's not what it's supposed to be. I'm just here to empower you to share your story with wherever you are. You could be at the very beginning, just waking up to the truth and to the, issues of finding out about the fraud, and you could be further along. You could be halfway damn near done. It doesn't matter where you are. Be proud. Let me tell you, this is the new thing that I've been trying to say to encourage people. Just the fact that you are trying and making the effort and not quitting, you are already ahead of the game, because you could have quit, you could have folded, you could have just let it go, and you could have been just crying, balled up in a fetal position, but you didn't do any of those things. You're still trying. Fail forward. What is the quote? Oh my gosh, I didn't write it down, but there's a quote that talks about the master has failed 1,000 times before the student even tries. You're way ahead of the game. Even if you fail and fail and fail, you're failing forward, right? There's another quote about, gosh, what was the inventor's name that invented the light bulb? Thomas Edison. He failed thousands of times before he actually invented the light bulb. Do you think he's ashamed of the 1,000 failures? No, and why should he be? Like, this is what I'm talking about. It's okay that you have unfinished business. It's okay that you have incomplete processes. And it's even okay, in my book, if you tried and you failed. You are already a winner to me, just for trying. Just for trying. Most people don't. 50% of the population, I can tell you that, don't even try. They just stick their heads in the sand like an ostrich. And the other half, they just, quit after it's, just because it's not easy. It's not easy. Oh, okay, it's too difficult. I don't want to continue on this quest because it's, I thought it was going to be easy. I thought it was going to be simple. You're already ahead of the game. Like, look at the man that I told you guys about. 14 years. He spent 14 years researching, doing the work to reverse a fraudulent foreclosure. Now that takes, commitment. So you're already ahead of the game. Just because you failed, you tried and you failed, or the case didn't go the way, keep going. Because right is right and wrong is wrong. And eventually the truth will come to the surface, because the truth is ever enduring. It cannot be denied. So if you just realize that, and don't be afraid to speak up. That's part of the issue. That's part of why things are so bad, is because people, bury their heads in the sand, and the wrongdoers get away with murder because nobody is willing to speak up, and they're just operating in the shadows and hushed voices and all. No, bring it to the light. You never know who needs to hear your story with wherever you are on the journey. Because if everybody waited until everything was complete, I promise you, we wouldn't be as far ahead as we are now. If I had waited until I had completed processes, I would not have shared. I would not have been able to do as much as I have been able to accomplish. Waiting for perfection is waiting for Godot. Y'all ever heard that saying? Waiting for perfection is like waiting for Godot. Godot is, look him up, Godot. He's a man that kept waiting and waiting and waiting for the perfect day. Guess what? The perfect day, the perfect circumstances, the perfect situation never happens. It's never going to happen. So you're missing out on the opportunity to serve your fellow man. Our brothers and sisters out here are suffering, and you have experience with even going to the county recorder's office. I don't care what the result was, but just getting up and getting yourself together and going. Someone else could be blessed by that story. It could be just as simple as that. It could be just as simple as that. Honestly, I mean, people are just, y'all. It's, I come from a long line of cusses, and I want to cuss so bad, but I'm trying not to. I really am, but I just stop waiting. It's never going to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be perfect, because perfection is for fools, honestly. There is no such thing. None of us are perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm learning, and I fall down a lot. But it just takes the willing heart to just open up and share. I need people to understand that. That's how we're gonna make progress. All right, my phone's ringing. I better grab that. That's probably my interview now, waiting to get started. But I just wanted to come and put this quick word in your ear. Stop trying to hire me. I'm not for hire. I don't want it. Go buy the courses, and you guys will be able to understand, open up your minds. But at the same time, I'm over here frustrated, because I definitely want us to make progress, but how are we gonna make progress if everybody's waiting to finish this step and that step? And just talk about with where you are now. That's it. Just with where you are now, you could be such an amazing word of encouragement to someone who needs to hear that word of encouragement. Just with where you are. because I can guarantee that where you are is about 10 to 15 steps ahead of somebody else. Oh, give me strength, give me strength, give me strength. This is what it is. This is what I go through on the back end. When I'm not on camera, this is what I go through. But I'm starting to bring it out to the forefront because I can't take it no more. I can't take I'm frustrated. I can't do this by myself. I can't change the world by myself. I need help. I want help. But it's going to happen. It's going to be an easier journey for me and for all of us if everyone participates and contributes a story. You can always come back and interview again to give us an update. Everything don't have to be done. Everything don't have to be complete. Share your story. Give your why. Why are you learning? Why are you studying? Why are you researching a step or process? What happened that got your interest in studying law? Something happened. Everybody has a initial story or situation. Did they throw you in jail? Did you get to understand what was happening? What's the real process? What's the mechanism behind the mechanism? I mean, there's so much we could talk about. The individual stories are being lost by all of these different processes. But I want to get back to the individual stories. The why. I want to put a human face on this, so that we can remember the humanity. That's the piece that's missing. That's the piece that I want. I want to put a face or voice or name to this. Yes, a lot of us have been hurt and injured, by, government encroachment into our privacy and private lives. Fraudulent processes, through abuse of authority in the court system. There's so many stories, but why are you waiting until it concludes? I'm sure you are a lot further along than when you first started. That I can believe. And you may have tried 100 different things. Well, let's talk about the 100 different things that you tried. You're a hero just for trying. You didn't lay down and you didn't die and it didn't kill you, right? What doesn't kill you make you stronger. I know I say a lot of these, cliche phrases, but it's so appropriate. It boggles my mind why you believe that you don't have a gift, you don't have something, important or of value. Your life experience is valuable, period. Let's share that with people and don't be anxious and don't be scared. You just got an email just today about that. Well, I've done this, and this, naming about 15 different things, super impressive. But I'm not done yet, so I don't want to talk about it. What? So you want me to be the only one to talk about it? To talk about my experiences and share my experiences with you? Come on now. Don't put that all on me alone. That's not fair to me. Excuse me. That's not fair to me, and that's not fair to the movement. You have a voice. Your voice is very powerful. We have a very powerful movement that is happening, and it's called the freedom movement, right? We have political freedom, and we have the collective freedom to make our opinions known and make our authority known. And that's powerful. But if everybody is bowing down and waiting for this, that, and the next to happen, we're never going to get anywhere. But I'm here to tell you, somebody could be so uplifted and just blessed by hearing that somebody else is going through the same thing, and you just might be a little bit further along than somebody else. I'm just telling you, hear me. It's just, y'all, I'm frustrated. But I'm here to, I'm not just trying to be here complaining and bemoaning the situation. I just need you to understand your story is a gift. Your experiences is a blessing. You may not be where you want to be, but you're damn sure further along than where you were. Understand that, recognize that. There's power in that. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. But speak up. That's how we win. Speak up. Say something. Say something. Just, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm having one of those days. Because I just got off the phone and I continue to get emails, because if you expect one-on-one, it's going to happen throughout the course of an interview, because it's time for us to come out of the shadows and be proud. Men and women, sisters and brothers holding each other up. You never know, just by you unpacking your story on video, someone might get a step, someone might get a little nugget, just a little inch of a piece of information that's going to push them along so that they can finish their process. You just never know. I can tell you proof positive that has happened to me countless times. Numerous times, so much that I couldn't tell you how many. How many times someone said, "Oh my God, Ann, one of your videos really helped me, and I was able to seal the deal, close the case, shut it down." By the free videos. Nothing special. I'm just here to share my story and share what I learned along the way. And then another thing that's another huge pet peeve, I'll say, share your story. I don't know what to say. Really? You know what? You have a lot to say. You have experiences that no one else can share but you. They're unique to you. The situation or the case or the matter might not be unique, but what's unique is your perspective, and what's unique is your life experience, commingle with the circumstances, and now we have a whole new perspective. I'm telling you, that's how we win. And by not speaking, that's how they win, because the wrongdoers know that you're gonna just shrivel up like a shrunken violet and be too ashamed and just be too timid to speak the truth and expose what's happening to you, not from a position of victimhood, but from a position of, hey, this is happening. I know it's wrong. At the core of this, every one of us know right from wrong. You know that something is going wrong, and just start right there. You don't have to be an expert to know right from wrong. You know something is wrong. You may not know how to fix the wrong, and that's okay. Where's the shame in that? Why do you have to be perfect and figure everything out before you you're ready to share. I promise you, we're going to get through this, but we're going to get through this together. We're going to go further, faster, by being a community that shares. And I just want you to remember your humanity when it comes to sharing your story. Stop staying quiet. Closed mouth don't get fed. You never know who you are going to be blessing by just sharing your story. Oh my God, I can't. All right, guys, I just wanted to come and share this little rant, this little vent fest with y'all, because that's what's happening. I just wanted to leave you with this quote that should turn things around for you. Small acts of kindness can make a difference. What you're sharing with the world is a small act of kindness. Just think of it along the lines of the golden rule. Do unto others as you would like others to do unto you. Wouldn't you have appreciated hearing someone else's story? Even if they didn't win, it just makes you feel good to know that you're not in this fight by yourself. And someone else is going through it too. So you're not alone. You're not isolated. It's not an isolated incident, and you're not crazy for thinking what you're thinking, because someone else is going through the same thing or something similar to what you're going through. Wouldn't you have appreciated it? I know I do, and a lot of people do. So it's time for us to come out of our shells and start sharing our story, so that we could be a gift and a blessing to our brothers and sisters out here that are struggling and believing that they are alone in their trials and tribulations and their failures. It's not even really a failure, because it was a lesson. It was a lesson learned, and now you know that something that you tried isn't working, and now it's time to adjust and go back to the drawing board and recalibrate the plan and come up with a new strategy, and you try that, and you keep trying, and you keep trying. But just because you haven't closed that chapter doesn't mean you can't talk about the book. Listen, y'all gonna make me break out into my cursing Spanish, but I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here, but I hope that the people who have emailed me hear this. The ones who are saying they don't want to finish but they want to talk to me, them. I hope you guys are hearing that. That's who this video is directed to. Yeah. Watch this and understand and feel my heart. It's out of love. It's out of love. This pain that you're hearing is out of love. I love you, and I want you to succeed. But as a collective, so I'll make a deal with you. We do the interview, and you do the updates. Do more interviews to do an update, and then we can talk about things privately. We won't go into the nitty-gritty on the interview, but we can at least talk about the journey in general, what started the case, whatever the case is, whatever the situation, whatever the matter is, whatever type of case, how it initiated, what happened, what got your attention, what piece of paper was presented to you that got your attention, who's making demands on you that got your attention, what started it, and talk about what you did or what happened and where you are now. In general, you don't have to go into details, you don't have to name names. And then we can get to the drawing board, because I guarantee I can learn something from you. That's the thing that I'm trying to point out to y'all. I'm still here learning. And I'm gathering the pieces of the puzzle for my own cases. But throughout the process, this mission grew, exponentially, to the point where I had been neglecting my own cases for y'all. But y'all need to step up and help and put a face on these tragic events, in terms of being, dragged into court, or being, whatever the case may be, whatever the wrongdoer is doing to you, it needs to be exposed. You never know. I promise you, whatever you are experiencing, about 1,000 other people are experiencing that same thing. So you could help us, help me, help you, help the community. Stop keeping secrets. Stop being ashamed. You didn't do anything wrong. And even if you tried, that's still not wrong. Even if you fail, that's still not wrong. Because there is no shame in trying and failing. At least you tried. You are way ahead of the game just for trying, and not, balling up into a fetal position and crying. That wins right there. So, okay. I rambled on. Before I cuss, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. But I love y'all. If you're listening to this on YouTube or the podcast, make sure you circle back to the website, which is ironsharpensironcouncil.com. I emphasize the word council because time and time again, people send me literally the website as ironsharpensiron.com, and I'll be like, yeah, it's not working because you didn't have counsel at the end. It's just that simple. But tell your story. There is no shame in telling your story. No shame. I have a lot of unfinished business. For lack of time, lack of completion, for various reasons, but it's mostly time. But I'm still out here sharing, and I share what I know in the Facebook group and all of that. So share your you have a testimony. You think your testimony is only winning when the case is closed. No, your testimony is because you are a survivor and you're in this. You out here doing big things. Like, I was totally impressed with the email that I got. But then when I said, oh, well, let's talk about it. Oh, no, I'm not ready. I'm really anxious, and I haven't finished it, and I didn't figure everything out. Well, you don't have to figure everything out. Who's perfect out here in this world? None of us. I don't expect perfection. Don't expect perfection from me. So I hope that this resonates with you, whoever this word needed to be heard from. Can I just impress upon you one last thing? You are already a hero. You are already a hero to me. If you are willing to try something as overwhelming as dealing with court and you don't have any court background, you are already a hero to me. Just know that. And I'm not just saying that to be saying it. All right, guys. I'll conclude this here. Oh my, I'm at 34 minutes. So yeah, this is Ann Smith signing off, and I'll see you on the